Welcome to this episode of the Cripple Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Roland O'Brien. On today's episode, we're going to have our first guest, my beautiful girlfriend, or some as you know from my last episode, my manager, Miss Parker. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So you talked a lot of crap about my first one, saying I made up the manager thing.
You did.
No. See, this is what she likes to do. She likes to say stuff, and then when I act on it or when I say it, you say no. So are you my manager or not? Is I guess what we really need to figure out.
I'd say I help you. I'm basically your assistant, I would say.
Oh, okay.
But I help you. So maybe assistant manager.
Well, who's the manager?
You.
Oh.
This is your podcast. You're the runner of it, the manager.
I guess so. Well, yeah, you do a lot to set up. I mean,
Thank you for acknowledging.
yeah. Well, you do a lot more than just help set up a video, a podcast. So I'm sure everyone's noticing this table. I have to give a huge shout out to my grandfather, Doug. He did a freaking great job on the table. It's got our brand in the middle of it, the OB. The O is for O'Brien for my last name. The B is for beef. But O'Brien is the two first letters in our last name, so it kind of works out. So if anyone asks why it's OB, it's not obesity, okay?
No one thought that, I'm sure.
There might be a few people.
No.
All right. So the first thing I want to start off with is how we met.
Okay.
So do you want to go like how you're, like, how you kind of, like your side of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry in my opinion. So my best friend was dating your brother.
Yep.
We did like double dates all the time and hung out. We all lived in Umatilla. I feel like I was with you guys all the time my senior year of high school. And that's just how it spawned. And sadly, they aren't together anymore, but we've stayed strong.
Well, that's pretty. I mean, come on now. That's pretty. That's not romantic. Dang. So, so then I'll tell it, I guess.
Oh, what's your side?
Well, it was a long road. We talked for a long time.
Yeah, it was a long road.
Longest person I've ever talked to, ever. It was like, I want to say 6 months.
You had too many questions about me. You couldn't commit.
Yeah, well, I had to make sure. There was too much trial and error before.
That's fair.
So I think it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. I'd say so.
But I do remember there was a lot. I remember our first date, Texas Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm. Our first official
Actually, yeah, because what would you consider us going through the haunted house thing? Not really.
No,
that's like when
just a bunch of double dates we went on and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I went with you like one time to feed the horses.
Yeah.
Before we went on an actual date.
The shirt I was wearing was pretty funny for the Halloween or the haunted house thing. My pink I Heart Mom shirt.
Yeah, it was.
Or I Heart Hot Moms.
Hot Moms, that's what it was.
Yeah. Gotcha. You must have liked it, huh?
You were a little goober.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah, but not as bad as then. No. Anyway, so the haunted house was a double date you consider. But it wasn't a date, so I was at a double date if it wasn't a date.
It was a group
that was like
activity.
Us, yeah.
We'll say.
Okay.
But it was
for
a double
us,
date
for me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eli was already.
Yeah, for them.
They were already dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then. Okay, we'll just go to Texas Roadhouse first date. So we talked for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we were still like, whatever. First date. And you like this one because you talk about all the time how it was the first day, and I'm like saying how I'm leaving pretty much.
Yeah.
So like,
you
let's
said
hear
you
about
were
that.
going to Wyoming.
Okay.
You said, yeah, I'm going to go out to Wyoming. I'm not sure. It's going to be super cold, so I'm not sure how Johnny's going to like it. Johnny's his dog.
Yeah.
Johnny's going to be freezing and all this stuff, and I'm going to live in a camper and this. And I was like, okay. And I wanted to say, like, then what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not going to Wyoming.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Well, I wasn't asking you to go.
Yeah,
It was, I
clearly.
guess, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a ploy.
I think you've told me that. I think you
But
said you wanted to
like
see,
a
like,
legitimate serious offer I had, and I was
But, like,
really.
wouldn't you expect me, like, if I was looking for something serious, which is what you were kind of looking for as well, to see my intentions and, like, who I am, you know, dating to marry or dating to just play around with people. Wouldn't you think that I would just be like, okay, never mind, like, this isn't going to work right off the bat?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Because you said, oh, I wanted to see, like, how serious you were about it.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
did.
I would be serious about someone who realistically was going to stay.
Yeah. Well, and especially because you're about to graduate high school then.
Were you trying to see if I was going to go off to college or something?
Yep.
To see if I'm
That's
trying to go somewhere.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was.
I could see that.
But luckily, you said the right answer. You
I don't
said,
even remember.
I think I'm just going to go to Lake Sumter. So when I heard that, I was like, okay.
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to
Yeah,
Wyoming.
yeah. I was like, okay. She'll be all right. She's not going to a big school. She's just going to our little state college that's 30 minutes from the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think after that, I like hearing you tell that one because it is funny. When I think about it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I see your point of like, why would I have said that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You're playing games.
it might have been one of the mini red flags. Telling you I'm literally gonna leave you before
After our first date,
Yep.
I'm dipping.
yeah. Anyway, and then what was we had a few more. No, I think the rest were all like just hanging out, like on the boat, like going out on the boat and stuff, right? Do we have any more? This might make me look bad, but it's okay.
Like dates?
Yeah. After that one, before I asked you out.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, what?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, that's
I'm
good.
sure we did.
Now I'm not gonna get in trouble. Yeah, I just remember asking you out. That was, I don't know how you don't like brag about that. Oh, and by the way, I'm her first boyfriend, so yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty extravagant.
Maybe that's why I don't brag about it, because you don't know. Like you're like you don't know how bad it is out there.
It's just not something that comes up in topic of conversation easily, you know? Like if someone asks if we're talking about it, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, Roland did this.
You've never when
Maybe
did
if
you
were
brag?
in a conversation, maybe with my girlfriends, I brought it up if we've talked about it.
I don't believe it.
All right, well, I am very proud of you, and I was very.
Well, you don't have to say that. I was just like shocked. So what I did, I'll probably upload a picture, but I had this flatbed. Imagine that. It was a 1997. I'll rust it out, but I had a cowhide, and I spread the cowhide on the bed of the truck, put lights all on the headache rack and around it.
Had flowers.
Flowers.
Little, twinkle lights.
Mm-hmm. Had some country music playing in the background. Literally, it's literally dated, or the title on the playlist, I still have it, is Date Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. And then
Hibachi.
we got Japan Express, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
And we just ate. And then it started raining. But.
Yeah, it's okay. And then I got really nervous. I don't know why, because this was like a while. So this is like after a long time of us talking.
Yeah.
And then I still got nervous, even though I was like, I'm like, why would she's not going to say no.
Never
But
know.
exactly. So then I did it. And then I sealed the deal. Never to look back. You might be wanting to, but I'm not. So I do. So I've been wondering this, right?
Okay.
Now being together for long enough, like we're pretty straight up with each other.
Yeah.
Was I your, like, looking back, was I like your ideal type?
Like physically,
Like what I'm into and all that, like personality, like what I'm into, like all of it.
I mean, not totally,
Yeah.
but I never really had a boyfriend. I didn't really know what my type was. Honestly, I just wanted a boy that was nice and that liked me.
That was, well, I liked you, but I don't
and
know if
was
nice.
cute. And you were cute.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah.
Because now you talk about all the time how you don't know we can be married because I don't like Morgan Wallen.
No, I just said, can people be married when they don't have the same music types? Because he likes music from like the ancient ages, and
Which is
I like the more modern music. And so I'm just like, which he still listens to my music sometimes, and I'll still listen to his, but like I want to rock out together, and there's very few genres that we can do that to. And especially when one of my favorites is Morgan Wallen. And I know how white girl that sounds to me, but like it's true. I just can't deny it.
Yeah. And you bash on me all the time. The reason I don't like Morgan Wallen is because
he's a Tennessee fan.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because you say I have to be different.
You do all the time.
How?
Because you
what makes me have to be different?
No, I feel like you just feel like that. Like if someone is like, so if a wide range of people like this, nope, can't like it, overrated. Like that's how I think you think. And then you think that I like things just because everyone else likes it. When that's not the case, I just happen to like what everyone else likes. Not all the time. That's not true for everything, but
see, okay.
You would consider me a basic white girl.
I think everyone would.
Okay. I would consider myself too.
But, okay, when I say they're overrated, or whenever they got too big, it's because, so, and
their
this happens.
Attitudes change.
Yes, especially when it comes to music, their music changes. Like, their music just becomes generic then.
Okay. Well, I like the generic.
I know.
Okay, well, we can agree on that. I know that we can get married.
But, like, I want you to, and maybe this is ancient for other people, but, like, you consider ancient, like, 80s.
Well, because I'm Gen Z. I'm 21 years old.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm only
are
23.
But mentally, I'd say you're like
65.
55. Okay, 55, 65.
Yeah.
You're like 55 wanting to be 80, but you're actually 23 wanting to be 80.
Yeah.
And that's another difference between you and me is you have a very old soul.
Yeah.
I may have like traditionally like my values and things an old soul, but or if you would even consider that. But I want to be young. I don't want to get old. My body already hurts right now.
Yeah, I just think I look good with like gray, like that Snapchat filter.
See, I think
with
you
the
look
old
great
people,
with brunette.
the old people Snapchat filter.
I want to be that.
I'm a silver fox. Okay,
and you might be one day, and we can get to that. But right now, let's take advantage of our youthfulness, right?
I guess. Like I can't wait to have grandkids and just be like, just come here, boy.
And I can't wait to be a grandma.
I could do that with our kids, but then it's
actually, I can wait to be a grandma. I look forward to that day.
Yeah.
In the far, far future.
No, I wish it was tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't.
No, whatever.
We can agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Personal preference.
So I'm crippled. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to hear like as much. Like, I want to hear everyone, not everyone, because that's a lot of people to go through. We might. But I want to hear. So I have my side of the story,
Yeah.
and big reason why I wanted you on is because, like the manager thing, you said a lot of what I said didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with your experience from the accident, and I want you to tell your accident or your experience from the accident all the way
All right.
to coming home.
Ready?
Now I'll make sure you stay on track. So first,
Okay.
let's just talk about the accident in the ICU. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we were all. You didn't mention everyone who was there. You said Logan, Jace, and Logan's girlfriend, but neglected to mention the other people. But that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
We were all at the
You're just
Umatilla
always with
football
me.
game.
Sorry. You're just always with me.
Yeah,
so.
I guess. So we were all at the football game. We were like, so this is a very vital part in my story. I don't know why, but that was the final weekend before I went back to nursing school after the summer, right? So I was like, okay, let's just have a great time this weekend. Let me not stress because I ended up stressing. Yeah. But let me not stress because it's going to be a hard semester. Like it's going to be hard, whatever. So we went to the football game. I was like, okay, well, screw it. Let's go hang out in the pool in the hot tub because Kirsten, Logan's girlfriend, was dog sitting for his third grade teacher. Second grade teacher.
Sweet freaking lady.
Yes.
By the way.
Love her. Yeah. Shout out to her. But so we were like, okay, we'll go over there. She's cool with it. You know, you said this, whatever. That was right for the most part. But we were like, okay, let's have fun. We were going to go back home after. We weren't going to stay there too late, but we were going to go back home after. And so we got there. Everyone's hanging out. I'm in the hot tub. Roland's in the pool doing the silly salmons, being a goofy ball. And I think you and Jace and Logan, or maybe no, Logan wasn't there. But you guys were all doing it, though. You were all jumping in the pool doing something.
I think Logan did one jump. Like, think about it now.
I thought Jace did a jump. But
yeah, it was me and Jace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so they were all jumping, whatever. But Roland did the silly salmon, whatever. I am in the pool, right? I'm not seeing any of this. I'm seeing it out of my, like, peripheral view. I'm talking, whatever. So they're like, oh, Parker, I think Roland's hurt. Parker, I think Roland's hurt. I'm like, no. And I think I saw you. I don't even remember. But I was like, no, I'm sure he's fine. Like, he's fine. They're faking it, you know, because you guys are just pranksters. And I'm like, he's fine, which I feel bad now. But he's fine. Okay. And then they're like, no, I think he's actually hurt. And so then I go and I see, and he's like, I can't feel my legs. I'm like, okay. And then Logan, Jace, I can't even remember, but people were like, what should we do? What should we do? What are we going to do? I was like, what do you mean? Call 911. So I got on the phone while you were still sitting, so this is when you were in that shallow area of the pool, and Logan was holding you up. He was standing behind you, and he had his shoulders, like that. I went to go call 911. I didn't know the address. I couldn't describe to them, and I was like stuttering, and I couldn't make words out. So Dylan was like, "Give me the damn phone," and he took the phone and was talking. I already kind of like knew what was happening. So, oh wait, first I was with you. I went back with you, and I was kind of. Oh, I remember I prayed with you for a little bit. And then you were like, it's getting hard to breathe and this is hurting my shoulders. So that's when they took you up and they put you on the thing, right? They put you on the thing, put a thing under your head. You were still moving your arms and stuff. I wish I was further along in nursing school when this happened because my mind would have probably been working more. But
and we would have known not to move my head.
Which we didn't. And they knew that. I know. The boys knew that. They didn't move your head, but for the most part. But your shoulders were hurting, your neck was hurting, you closed your eyes like you said, it was starting to get hard to breathe, and I was just trying to like sit there and like regulate you. This was after I murder screamed and started freaking out. I calmed down. And then I'm like, okay. So I was in my bathing suit. I went and dried off really fast. I put clothes on, and then I came back because I wanted to, if the ambulance came, I wanted to be able to either follow you or ride with you or whatever. So then, yeah, they came. They wouldn't tell me where you were going. They were like, I think it was between like Shands and Gainesville and then Orlando. They were like between one of the two. I was delusional at the time. I'm like, I'm going to ride or follow. And then I was like, no, we're not going to Waterman. Like, he can't feel his legs. We've got to go somewhere else. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And so then, like, I had called, like, my dad and who was with your dad. I hadn't talked to your mom yet. Your dad did that. I was trying to be there with you and, you know, things like that. So they took you away. I was like, they asked for my phone number. I gave them my phone number. They're like, we'll call you when we know. Okay. They didn't call me, which obviously I'm glad that like you were their number one priority. And, you know, I understand if they weren't focused on giving, you know, whatever. But at the same time, being in nursing and stuff like that, patient care, including the family, is like, which maybe it's different because it's emergency, and it probably is, but I feel like that's kind of important. So that was frustrating and concerning because then I'm in my head like thinking like, oh my God, did something happen to you? Like, did they have to run a code on you and that's why they're not answering and, you know, whatever. So I ended up just calling around the share station, all the hospitals. Like I called everywhere trying to figure out. Finally, the sheriff station was like, no, we haven't heard about it. And then they called me back and were like, hey, was it that like accident out in Altoona where, you know, the young adult or young guy? And I was like, yes. And they were like, okay, they're going to ORMC. So I'm like, okay. So Dylan and Emily drove me there. And I got there. Oh, this is the scary part. And we don't have to get into everything that you've already told, but
I didn't tell this part, I don't think.
I don't think so either. So I get there, Dylan and Emily drop me off, and I run inside, and I'm, what am I doing? I went up to the desk. There's a whole bunch of people in the ER. Like, it would look disgusting down there. Oh, but there was, like, homeless people outside everywhere. It was really concerning. But I walked in. I told them who I was here for. You had a John Doe name at the time because you were a trauma patient. So I gave them the John Doe name. They told me your mom and dad had made it there. And I don't even remember how this went because it's so blurry now because it was kind of a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But I just remember them being like, the two women behind the desk were like, oh, and they were like, she doesn't know. And I was like, she was like, oh, go get the chaplain. She's got to go to the conference room. And so then I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking like, well, chaplain, which I know is still a big thing. Like if people pass away, I mean, like your situation is still a big thing. So I can see now why they would have gotten a chaplain or a counselor or whatever they said. But I was just thinking that you had not made it because they were like, oh, she doesn't know.
Yeah,
like,
that sucks.
I don't know. It literally, my heart dropped to my butt. So I got escorted. Security escorted me to this conference room. Oh my God. Thinking about it now, I just have anxiety. And then your mom and dad were there and they were both crying and stuff. And so then I'm like, I sit down and I'm still waiting to hear if you're alive or not. And then they said like, your dad actually I think was the one who talked to me. Or the lady was like, so you're his girlfriend? And I was like, yes, ma'am. And I was like shaking and like I sat down and I think your dad was talking to me and he was like, he's gonna be okay. He's just gonna be rolling around for a while. I remember, I think he was like tearing up. He's sad, obviously. Yeah. And I just like kind of like broke down and I mean, we all did, but oh God. So anyways, that was my experience. And then your mom was like, I don't think that they're going to let you in to see him. And I was like, will you please, 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 like try like your best, like, you know, and she was like, yeah, of course. But she was like, you should just go home and get some rest, because if you sit in one of these uncomfortable chairs, like, you're not going to do any good. Which I went home and didn't get a lick of rest.
Yeah.
Literally did not sleep. But and if I did sleep, my heart rate like woke me up. Like, I was just woke up so scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I was crying the whole night. But so that was traumatic. But she was like, we'll call you when he gets out of surgery and you can come. So I came the next day, which, come to find out, you don't remember like the first couple of weeks of you being.
Not really.
Which I joke about it, because I was like, I didn't know what I could do for him. And because there's not a lot you can do in that situation, but be there for you. But I wanted to do something. So I went and got you a card and wrote you this long, heartfelt message about how.
I remember that.
You do?
Yeah.
You told me that you didn't.
I remember
like,
the card. It made me cry.
Okay. So you do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, damn, it made you cry and you don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Because you told me when I brought it up to you before, you probably just weren't listening or something.
Probably.
But you were like, what card? No, I don't remember that.
No, I remember. I remember it, because it was like.
Okay, it was sweet. You remember?
Yeah.
It? Okay,
I think what I don't remember is where it went.
That's that's true.
What
Your
kinda
mom
sucks,
probably
but-
has it in a box or something with a
Maybe.
picture frame or something.
Okay. Anyway, the card. So you were doing. I don't remember. Like, you told me that you'd been there before, and I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I came and saw you. I think you cried. Actually, I don't even think you cried that time. But I don't even remember when I first saw you in the hospital. It was so, like,
Yeah.
such a blur. I just remember that I want to say Caitlin and Catfish dropped me off because I didn't feel like I didn't want to drive. Like, I was too scared. So I think they dropped me off. Thanks to them, they went out and did something, and that was very nice of them, because I could not drive.
Yeah.
I was also sleep deprived. So that was good. I stayed there for a few hours, and then I came back the next day.
Mm.
But that was hard. And also, like, I started school that next Monday. So you got hurt on Friday night.
Mm.
So I was there Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday I started back to school, and it was like the most rigorous schedule of all the semesters. It feels like either that or third semester. And it was very hard going back and forth.
Yeah, that's one thing. So we've never. I don't think we've really ever talked about that. Is how school was
It was
during those
terrible.
times. I think I've only just asked you like just how it was, just emotionally. But I've never asked you what it was like with freaking school on top.
Well, I don't know how I made it through that semester, first of all.
Well, yeah, I know that. But first, don't go too far yet.
Okay.
I just want you to tell me about like that first week. So, cause the first week of school, since that was like your first week was like the first like week of me being hurt.
My classmates probably thought I was a crybaby and cried all the time.
Yeah.
They would just hear me sniffling in class. I couldn't focus, and that was the whole.
Do you even
semester.
remember?
No, not really.
What they taught you in that first week?
No.
Okay, well, if you're her patient,
it was mainly orientation and stuff,
Okay.
and everything else. Like, that was just the background. We've gone into more depth, and I've relearned what I needed to.
Okay. Now let's move into. We got the accident part.
Yeah.
Now I want you to talk about now the ICU. So you can start with that first night you stayed with me, and then talk about the rest of the ICU.
I mean,
Because I feel like the ICU was pretty.
so the first night that I stayed with you.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I
It
feel
was kind of like a. I was
this is like another
scared.
kick in your ass. Honestly.
Yeah. I was scared. Your mom was scared. I had school the next day.
Mhm.
What happened? It was fine. Everything was good. This was so Hugh got injured on that Friday night, and this was that next Tuesday.
Okay.
So I stayed with you. I didn't sleep much, like, to begin with, because of the thing I was sleeping on.
Yeah.
But that was a night where you started declining severely. And that's the night they trached you. So you were on just regular, I won't get into all the medical stuff, but you were just
Well, you can because I can't. I have no idea what happened.
You were on a nasal cannula. You were requiring oxygen, but not that much. So then you started breathing faster, and your O2 sat was low, and they put you on a high flow. So this one was it looks different, but it was just a higher flow of oxygen, and it was pushing it into you faster. And then they put a mask over your face because it was getting really bad. It just progressively over a few hours got worse. There was at one point where they were like, okay, he's going to be okay. Just leave him on high flow, let his diaphragm work, and then we'll put him back on nasal, we'll wean him down. And then, because the doctor, it wasn't Dr. Drew, I can't remember. I don't know. So he came and looked at you and said, I think he's going to be okay. Leave him on this high flow. We'll wean him off later. He just needs a little extra help right now. And then we, that night was a blur too. I blacked out. But pretty much, it basically ended up with you declining so much that at around 4 or 5 in the morning, the trach got put in. People were kind of like rushing around your bedside. They did an emergency one at your bedside.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, I remember I felt like I was drowning.
Yeah, I thought that was for the feeding tube.
No, it's for the trach because because like the more I think about it, the tube went in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was drowning because of the blood. That's why, because they cut me open right here.
Oh, and it was like flooding your trachea. Probably.
Yeah. And I thought I was drowning, and I was like trying to yell, but obviously you can't anymore.
Yeah. I know that's gotta be terrifying.
But I kept getting it, obviously, because I was so drugged up. So it's hard to remember which one was which because I had so much going on.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, it was a trach because
that makes sense. Yeah. That makes more sense. But yeah, that was that night. Didn't sleep. Was bawling my eyes out all day.
But do you think that was the lowest after that? I feel like after that everything kind of started going up.
I'd say
you know, I think it's cool how you talk about how close you got with the nurses. That was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was there a lot. We all got close with the nurses. There was a lot of nurses that we saw frequently. There's rarely ever a nurse where like, who are you? You know?
Yeah.
So that was nice, and they were all fantastic.
Yeah. Who was your favorite?
We're not going to talk about favorites.
Top 3.
We're not going to talk about.
You don't have to label them 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, the ones that I spent the most time with, maybe off the top of my head, are Emily, Lauren. Because Lauren was one of the first ones.
Yep.
And then Veronica's one that came to my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really good.
But they were
okay. Nice. So since for the life of me, even though I was there for a month, don't remember what I was all hooked up to. Can you go through that? So besides the trach and the feeding tube and the NG tube, can you explain the cough assist thing?
So that was respiratory. That was it fluctuated how often you did it. I don't want the nurses to listen to this and be like, no, she's totally wrong. But
that's fine.
That was because you kept getting pneumonia, or you had the pneumonia, and it shaking up helped the fluids in your lungs. Since you can't cough, it helped shake it up, and then they suction it after because it's just free floating in your lungs, or they suction it.
Yeah.
And that's what that helped with, because or else it's going to settle and just be on your lungs and make it even harder for you to breathe.
Yeah.
And then you can't progress and wean off the ventilator.
Yeah. I know this is going off, but I don't know what it is. I think it's listening to you talk about it. It's kind of bringing it back for me. But I remember it's starting to bring back a lot more than what I talked about last time.
Yeah.
I remember physical therapy. that was probably that right there was probably the hardest thing I did the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
Like that I went through. The other stuff was pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, just I remember like sitting up. That took a long time, but I'm sure it does for anyone with a spinal cord injury like that, or maybe not as worse. But I remember the therapists. They were the ones out of everyone else that was kind of like, we don't really care for this pity party. Not that I really had any. Like they were like, oh, you're just gonna get up.
Oh yeah,
like,
they don't care how you feel. Basically, they're gonna do what's best for your health and get you up.
Yeah. So so now the ICU. Now Shepherds. Now we're moving into Shepherds. So your experience with that, how's that?
I mean, it was a whole lot of driving. Put a whole lot of miles on the Chevy Cruze.
Yeah. It's paying for it now.
Drove my way through Atlanta, my little 20-year-old self.
How many times do you think you went to Atlanta? I was there for 2 more months? A little over?
So if that's 8 weeks, I went 7 times.
That's it.
There was a hurricane week and I couldn't go. Yeah. What's your next question?
I wanted to talk to you about, so going to school, this is really what I wanted to focus on. You going to school, driving up, like juggling that. And I don't give you near enough credit for like doing that.
I appreciate
like
that
for
credit,
me,
'cause it was
and
insanely hard.
That's why I'm pretty sure you love me. We're still on the fence.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're figuring that out day by day. Okay. But so like, because a lot of people say, that they would do it for someone else, and it's just like, I guess you don't know unless you're in that position.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think it's like, I just want to hear about it. I've never asked you about it. We never talked about it. Like you juggling all that in one, like, okay. Talk me through it.
So, number 1, my family would never let me drop out of school.
Yeah.
Number 2.
And I told you that too.
Yeah, you wouldn't let me either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, honestly, because if anything, I didn't want to push back a career that could make me a living, like, even further, Not that the job I had wouldn't, but it's not what I'm looking for long term. And I didn't know if I quit school, if I would never go back, when I would be able to go back, And I wouldn't do that because, I mean, it was hard, but I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't change me, like, being there with you at all. I think that anyone, if they had a relationship similar to ours and at what stage we were at, being together for 3 years at that point, I think that anyone would do that if they really love their partner. I don't think that there's any question about it. I also was so used to being with you, so to go from that to not being able to spend my days and nights with you and do everything together, it was really difficult. And so a lot of what I did was go to school, go home, go to bed. I would call you, throughout like therapy or like in between therapy. Like we did a lot of phone calls and call before bed and things like that. But at that time it was still really hard because like your stamina wasn't the same. So like you were taking naps or you were in bed, or sometimes whenever we were talking, you would fall asleep on the phone because like you just were so tired from the day. Yeah. And then, or like, oh, you have a physical therapist coming in or a doctor's coming in. Like I gotta go. So that was hard too, and trying to figure out when to talk. Yeah, it was.
And I couldn't like put the phone up to my ear. So like
so there's like no privacy.
Yeah, I'm like you're on speakerphone the whole time.
Yeah, it was like it was.
I would say other than the physical part of physical therapy during that, the hardest part was like you said, us being together 24/7 almost.
Yeah.
I mean, other than
Other
us,
than work and
yeah.
school and stuff. Yeah.
And then it's like a flip of a switch. Like there's no
Yeah.
easing, which I mean, I guess you don't really ever ease into long distance, but
And like you can't compare it to like someone losing their partner at all. I would never compare it to that. But it was almost that significant. The amount that I couldn't see you, talk to you, and then also having to process like the whole change that was going to happen. Like it wasn't any regular injury where you're going to be in a cast for a few weeks, or like a health condition where like you'll recover. Like you may or may not you recover, you know what I mean? Like I'm grateful that like physically you did, right? Maybe not like mobility wise, but you, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm grateful that we're here now, but it's still like a huge life change.
Yeah.
In all aspects, you know?
Yeah. Now this is gonna be a hard question, but I want you to answer it truthfully.
Okay.
Now during this time, was there like what were your thoughts, or if you had any, of like, can I still be with him? Like not can, like, do I want to live this life with him, or should I just
So throughout that
should we break up?
time, my mindset, I didn't really know what to expect because and that was a really hard part because like you can't plan the future. Like even now you could still progress and gain function back. However small the percentages, it's still possible with, especially with your mindset. So, and even more when you were at the rehab center, it was so undetermined, you know, like we didn't know how much you were going to progress. And putting that aside, your mobility is not what made me like love you. So yes, I think that, I guess like growing up and like my dad and like mowing the lawn and like fixing things and doing those, like that made me question, because I'm like, the way that I grew up and like things like that, that's kind of like what a man does, you know? But it doesn't make our relationship any less significant because you may not be able to do those things. And we're blessed to have a big support system of people that will help us. Like if I want something fixed, I can call my dad or your brother or your dad, or, you know. So, but back then I wasn't really thinking about long term. I just knew that I wanted to be there for you and be with you.
Oh, well, thanks. Because I do have to say that was one of my
biggest fears.
Yeah. And that's what I talked to Dr. Raman. She was the what?
Psychiatrist.
Yeah, there. So at Shepherd's, every patient gets one. I think she covers like they have different ones that cover like a certain amount of patients, and she just happened to be mine. And that's what I talked to her a lot about. I was like terrified of that happening. But you know, it's just like, and I think anyone who ever goes through something like this with a girlfriend, and you know, the realistic part of it is a lot of people, relationships don't work.
Yeah.
And because it's not a Hallmark movie, right? Like it's not always it's real life. It's not going to always work out. You know, some people just aren't cut out for it. Some people just don't want to do it, you know. And I mean, it, as sad as it is, it's fair to all parties.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just, and especially because like our relationship and the like truthfully the love I have for you, like it that out of the entire process, and it still is the scariest thing that I face, and that I think I don't really think about it now, because now me and you are back to, and I mean, we have been back to this for a long time now, as we were before the accident. Of like, we're a team. We have a easy understanding of that. We're a team, and any problem that comes in front of us, we attack it together, not individually. So, but I mean, but it's just like, and it's so hard to tell anybody this, that if something's gonna work out, it'll work out,
Yeah.
right? Like, but us being human, we're like, no, we want to take control of that. Like, no, I need to know now.
Yeah.
And so that was terrifying. And the reason I wanted to ask you now is because I know like it's far enough now, and I would have known the answer already by now. But and I just think it's fun to be truthful, you know. And,
Yeah.
and it's honestly a fair question too to ask. Like, you know, did you think about leaving? You know.
Yeah.
And like you said, because I had the same questions too, of like, because I think the same thing when it comes to a man, what a man should be when it, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just,
And I know that like frustrates you sometimes when
Yeah.
you can't do that. So
because I've done all that stuff for
yeah.
my whole life. So Shepherds was good.
Yeah.
You were a jewel for being able to juggle all that, even still. But so now transferring, so we're getting ready to leave Shepherds and go home. I want to hear kind of your thoughts and, you know, your experience of the ending of Shepherds and then going into that new chapter of coming home. Like, what were you worried about? You know, your story about it, like what you went through.
So luckily you came home like nearing the end of my last semester, or not last semester, second semester. So we were getting ready to go on Christmas break and be off for a month. So that was good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some time to adjust and it's gonna be good. I don't know. It was just like I thought I knew everything, and then not having the nurses there and stuff, which I felt fine. I think it was more you that was kind of scared. Like if something happens, we can't press our call bell and someone come help. So, but I felt confident enough that I knew everything. I knew the like medications you had, so that would like help you if you got like one of those really bad headaches you used to get, and like all sorts of things. I felt confident. I read through all the education they gave me and I felt good. It's just like it was different. I don't know. It was just different trying to adjust. And also like I had moved in here, so I was not in a familiar place, and I had a hard time feeling like at home at first because there's like medical equipment everywhere and it was not like our own, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm trying to think, but like it was just chaotic. It was I was filled with anxiety a lot of the time. There was kind of it was unsure, like your mom was there a lot to help at first, but then it was like, okay, well, like I think we want to like get the hang of it.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like, and then everyone wants to help and everything, but it's kind of like drawing that thing of like we want to have a normal life.
Yeah.
But at first we just kind of needed that little help, the extra supervision for like when I had school and stuff. So it was just a lot trying to juggle. There was so many aspects of it. Coming home after such a life-changing thing and it not really feeling like you're at home because like everything's so different.
Yeah. And I will say one thing for like other people with you know, injuries is, number one, whenever you're in your inpatient rehab place, is to learn as much as you can about the injury, because I think that's what's kind of set us up for such an early success because I mean it's only a year, right? And we're like, from what other people have told us, is that we're doing the deal right.
We're pretty
So
far along, but we also, yes, the education from shepherds, like they did a great job.
well, not just them,
providing,
but I mean us asking questions.
Yeah,
and
so like we ask questions, we do research, we watch videos of other people, we listen to other people so that have gone through it, which is like hopefully maybe what we can do to help other people. But that helped a lot. Like seeing people on social media and stuff, I'm like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. Like, let's see. Like, not everything works for everyone, but
exactly,
we're still trying to find better ways to do things
for sure.
And we'll get there. But we've come a long way, and people have said that. That they're like, oh, okay.
And I just want to, like, I know there's people listening that, you know, don't have injuries or whatever, but people that do, because, you know, we're talking about other outlets, like this might be one, is that one, to educate yourself as much as you can so that, you know, you can educate others. Like, if I didn't, like, if sometimes I'm able to tell you, you know, not really that it happens much, but like, especially other people, when we're with other people, and like I'm able to tell them, talk them through it just as easy as you are, which it should be that way. Like it shouldn't be
like you just sit there and have people help you, but you don't know what's actually being done to you and things like that. Yeah, I like that about you, because if there's a situation where someone who doesn't know how to do it is around and you need help, they can help you because you thankfully are there up here and you can walk them through whatever. Which is also, like, I know that there's limited things that people with injuries, especially like yours, may be able to do, but the fact that you paid attention and like you learned it, even though at the time you weren't doing it on your own, you still had to have someone help you. Like, the paying attention comes in handy.
Well, and I think it's kind of, it kind of lies into like a person with an injury, their overall success. Because if you're willing to learn about it and pay attention, you're already setting yourself up with the right mindset of like being proactive, trying to have a good mindset about it. Like, okay, let's make the best out of it, or let's try and let's try and progress as much as we can. Because I don't think, if I were to have had a bad mindset, a bad mindset about it, that I would have also wanted to learn about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I was not sad, but like if I was, I don't know, like if I was just kind of,
just I hate my life, this sucks, like blah, blah. I mean, not that it's bad to have those thoughts
like
every once in a while,
but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have paid attention.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have learned, and
so I think it's just really important.
And that takes away from your independence too. Like, the more that you educate yourself and learn, the more you might be able to do, and the more you're going to be able to teach other people. Which just, like, I feel like boosts your independence. A lot.
Because, you know, I love you to death, but I don't like being around you all the time.
I know. I don't want to be around you.
It's perfectly fine. Like, so I just think, you're right about the independence thing. It's super important. But the coming home thing was a big game change. And the other thing too, this is the last thing I'm gonna say for like people with injuries, I think, for right now. If anyone's got an injury, the family delegating thing is a very hard thing to maneuver around, depending on how you are with your family. So, and Bob, he kind of talked me through this. He's like become my coach through this. Since me and you are in the relationship that we have, and if anyone else has an injury and has kind of like a relationship like we do, it is very important And, I didn't realize this until Bob told me. It's really important that I took what you were saying into consideration over my family. Not over my family, but how to deal with my family. Like when it came to the family delegating of like you were saying, like us trying to get to where we're kind of on our own again. Like it's our relationship. We're going back to, okay, so we're 20 years old, like going back to that versus having like, someone sitting over me or all the time, like
going back to being in our 20s.
Yeah. And being, in our relationship and living together again.
Yeah.
So that's really important. If someone has an injury, like, and, has a relationship with, their significant other but now if it's going to last, like if it's a lasting relationship, right? Like if you guys are still fighting and don't know if it's going to work out or not, I don't know if it really has much to do with them. I mean, it still could. But taking what you were saying into consideration, like, okay, listening to your side, be like, okay, so like, all right. And then not telling the family like, hey, me and my girlfriend, my girlfriend wants you guys away. Like, it's not that. It's, okay, so I wanted this to work out with me and you, right? So kind of talking my family through like, okay, look, I want to get back to being in a relationship with her, right? So like, talking to the family like that.
Yeah, because like your family still wants to support you and be there for you and help you. Yeah. There's just a balance.
And you're not trying to kick them out by no means. You're not trying to tell them, no, I don't want your help. And
we need them.
Yeah, and always will. And the big thing too when talking with your family is always just reminding them like, look, I'm so grateful for everything that you do for me. And that is just trying to remind them like, hey, that's not what this is about. This has nothing to do with me not wanting or saying not needing your help. So, it's just, and it's all on how you say everything. So if anyone has an injury and that this might be something that they're going through, that's going to be a huge factor in, how things play out. And everyone's different with their family. And, some parents might just be like, look, y'all try and figure it out. Because, like, not saying like they're kicking you to the curb, but they're like, maybe they're a little tough, whatever the case may be. It's just family delegation and with a relationship is really important. And because everyone wants everyone to succeed. So I think that's really important. And taking your partner's thoughts and recommendations into consideration is really important. And like I said, when we were going through our whole family delegating thing,
Family delegation, is that something Dr. Rahman taught you?
No.
Oh, I've
Bob.
never heard that. Oh, Bob?
Yeah.
I was like, I've never heard you say that.
Because we went through our part,
I mean, it's part of the home transition. It was,
and it sucked. But, I just called Bob and I'm like, Bob, how do I do this? And he
Bob's
just
a
told
G.
me. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have him on. I'm excited.
He really went on a tangent there.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right. So being home, everything's been okay?
Yeah.
Being home. It's a lot better now. Don't really have any more issues. Not like that.
Day by day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we do it. We just live day by day. So I have a question from Dylan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dylan, brother Dylan, wanted me to ask, when do you plan to propose, and will I like the ring? So
When do I plan to
you're kind of on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll like whatever ring I pick out.
Okay. Whoa. No, I never said that.
I said that.
I never did.
I said I'm sure you'll like.
What is it? You haven't even bought it.
No, I
You haven't even looked.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked that one time. Remember?
That one time. And do I remember? I remember nothing. You know this.
That's what irks me.
Oh, really?
That's that, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want to post it.
That memory.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
Yeah, I know.
And we are waiting to be engaged when we both have jobs.
Yeah.
We're both stable financially, mentally.
Yeah.
Because I'm not mentally
brother
stable
still
right
needs
now.
a job, y'all. So
still needs a job.
yeah.
But he's working on it. You have 2 more
Working on
semesters
it.
for school.
Yep.
You'll get any job you want, pretty much.
Damn right.
hopefully.
Might
I
as well
have
run
one
for
more
president.
semester. Let's start with city council.
Okay.
Kai Dylan.
So yeah.
And that's not my job.
Well, Dylan, I think it is.
I will get
You're
you a
right.
ring after you get me a ring.
No, that's not fun. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, how we're going, do we really need to adapt when it comes to proposing and what our wedding would look like? Because, the traditional way, I get on the knee, I do maybe 2 knees. I don't know. However, the traditional way is.
I don't see a need for you to get down on one
Yeah,
knee.
because if I get on any, I'm just going to be all
You're
on
probably
the
going to fall
floor.
on your face.
Yeah.
And, maybe by the time we both, we agree, or you want to propose to me, maybe you'll be there. Maybe.
Well, I might use it as an excuse. Maybe I don't want to get on any.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
Anyway.
anyways, I don't care if you do, is what I'm saying.
Seriously, though. Like,
I'm being serious.
I know. But, proposing, it obviously me getting on the knee is not realistic because, like
Not
I
yet.
said, if my knee's on the floor, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there most definitely
yeah,
is.
unless I've got 2 or 3
and
people
I'm gonna
holding
need to
me
call
up.
for some help.
Yeah. Ring's going to be somewhere lost because I'm on the ground
Yeah.
fell. But
No, I mean, I understand with this injury and
Yeah.
seeing other people that there might be a lot of things, and there already is, that are not traditionally the same, you know?
you're just changing it up.
Like
Like
walking down the aisle.
Mhm.
Again,
Rolling.
you don't know. Maybe you will.
Yeah, but probably not.
You don't know that. So,
Love the optimist.
optimism.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I don't care if things look different. I mean,
Yeah.
they already had to.
Well, obviously, for me to get near the altar, we're either gonna have to be on flat ground or there's gonna be a ramp. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be that.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're going back and forth.
Okay.
The proposing thing,
Yeah. What about it?
not on a knee.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to. This will be fun for whenever it does happen, because hopefully you say yes. Hope so. That's a big hope.
Okay.
I'm going to. This is going to be the hard part, figuring out what to do with the ring,
Yeah.
because I can't really. I don't know. We'll play around with it, and then the wedding. Well, we'll figure that out. We'll obviously still have one.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It'll just be different. And then, so we can still do that. And then I think we're both in agreement of we both want to have kids still.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nothing in the near future. We have
Yeah.
other stuff we need to worry about, but we can do it. And it's definitely a topic for,
Another
I'd say
time.
another, yeah, we could
Yeah.
do another one. Because it's probably not as easy as it would be normally.
Yeah.
So that'll be playing around with, and pretty much any kind of thing we do now, it will be an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we don't let it, whenever we get there, we don't let it kill our mood or I don't know,
I know what you
whatever. Yeah. So we can still do all that stuff. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens when we get there.
mean. Yeah.
But I do want to say thank you. Thanks. I'm surprised you didn't cry.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Why?
Because every time you talk about your experience, you stop yourself because
It's
you
not that I
say,
feel like I'm crying. It's just my anxiety gets so bad because it like PTSD brings me back.
yeah.
It's not a great time
Mm.
to be in. I don't recommend. You're welcome.
I had fun.
Thanks for having me. I had fun too.
Yeah. I'll see you in the kitchen.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. I want to say thank you to everyone who watched. I also want to let everyone else to know to be on the lookout on my Instagram and Facebook. The next episode, I'm going to be answering questions. So be on the lookout on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to have a question poll. Anyone, ask any kind of questions as long as they're not, well, I don't care. They're either going to get it answered or they won't. But y'all ask any kind of questions, anything that you guys might want to hear, might want to know. I don't know, be educated on. Not that I'm much of an educator, but yeah, you guys be on the lookout for that. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like and subscribe for me. And we also are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you guys can go listen there too. And I appreciate everyone for watching. Thanks.